My name is Jeff Kawakami. I am from Sierra Vista, Arizona. Let's see, I kind of always knew I was gay. I always knew I was a little bit different. I was at the moments of doubt, or maybe I was straight. I always knew. And I think growing up, I know my family knew a little bit too. I'm a very bold person. Like, I always say how I feel, I always act how I feel, and so it's not a big surprise, you know, when my family found out that I was gay. Yeah. I was originally afraid of coming out when I was younger, just because I grew up in a small town. It was Sierra Vista, Arizona. Few people know where it is. Everyone knows Phoenix, and then you go 2 hours south and there's Tucson. Then you go an hour and a half south and there's Sierra Vista, and it's where an army base is. And you go half an hour and there's Mexico. Like, it's right where the border. It's right by Tombstone and Douglas and Bisbee and all that kind of stuff. So it's a really, really small town. It's always been a small town, and it's built off of Fort Huachuca, which is the army base there. My father, he was a colonel in the army, and unlike most army brats, I didn't move. My dad was stationed there. We moved there in '79. I was born in '81, and we didn't move. That's where we were, and he's still there to this day. And it's hard because it's so weird being in some place where people are shifting through, and there's still not a gay bar there. There's very little nightlife. You know, it's still kind of, you know, 10 years back. Like, the town's progressed, it's gotten larger, but there's still no gay community there. And so, I mean, you still get afraid. I mean, as a gay person growing up, you still get afraid of the stories that you hear about people, you know, getting beaten or people getting shot. I mean, you know, there's always that apprehension inside of you, and also, you know, the whole thing of I'm different, you know, why am I like this sort of thing. Well, I just didn't want to be different, you know. I felt like there's enough in my life that was crazy with my family, you know, moving around, and me just, you know, being crazy anyways. Like, there was just like one more obstacle. I was looking at it that way. I wasn't like, now I embrace being gay. Like, I don't care, you know, I love it. But then I didn't want to be different. I wanted to fit in. I wanted to be normal. And, you know, I wanted to play football, but I didn't care about football. You know, I still know how football works. You know, I watch a baseball game and I'm like, why are they stopping? Why are there still 10 minutes on the clock? We've been here for 6 hours. Yeah, so, I mean, it's just like, I don't know. I wanted a normal life, but, you know, now that I realize that I don't care about that kind of stuff, you know, it really doesn't matter. I love to cook because for me it's an art form. I've always loved, especially to bake. A lot of people, they say you're either a chef or you're a baker. Especially when I was in culinary school, I remember when we got to baking. I'm still best friends with my baking instructor. We're really good friends, and people hated it. Like, they hated it. But I mean, I love it. Like, it's a science, and when you have a recipe with, you know, certain ingredients and you know how it works, you can change it up, and as long as the certain steps are put in place, everything's going to come out good, you know. But you know, cooking, you can take something and you can always fix it. There's always something, you know, you may not have put that in there, you may have done this, but you can fix it. And so I love both aspects of it. I don't know, it feels organic for me. Like, when I'm putting something together, I know flavors, and I can see, well, I'd like to take this, and, you know, I'll go to the store, because I work at a rehab center, and I make breakfast, lunch, and dinner 4 times a day, and sometimes I go to the store and I do all the shopping for them, and I look and I'm like, well, you know, the tilapia is really fresh today, or, like, you know, there's a leg of lamb, a boneless leg of lamb, and what looks good, and I take that, and I don't know, I like being inspired by something, and I create something that makes people happy, because everyone loves to eat. WeHo Knights, it's a group of gay men. You know, we're all very social. We're, you know, the socialites. Everyone kind of knows us in West Hollywood. We're very active in our community, you know, and we're fun people. We're sort of the play hard, work hard type of people. You know, you're always going to see us at events, working some kind of charity thing. You know, we're always trying to push for our own rights, but we still have fun. You know, we're still young guys who like to go out and party and hang out with other people and meet new people. And then, you know, yeah, I do care about equality for California. I do care about the right to, you know, rights of gay couples to get married. Do I want to get married right now? Absolutely not. But I'd like the right to, you know, and you know, we're people trying to make a difference, but we're still having fun doing it. Anthony Cortez. Where can I begin with Anthony Cortez? Christ. You know what? Anthony is obnoxious, and he could shower more, but but he's actually a good person. It's funny. I remember when I used to work at Mickey's. I worked at Mickey's for 2 years before it burned down. I was there the day it burnt down, and I got a plaque from the WeHo Awards, just the one that said, and I also got my award for best waiter in West Hollywood. Just throwing that out there, whatever. Yeah. Yeah, a little self-promotion never hurt anyone. So anyways, so I've known Anthony for a long time. I started getting involved with him, not sexually. I started getting involved, with him helping promote events and working certain parties. And I was, I was a nominee. I was a recipient of an award at the WeHo Awards, and I used to help him produce the WeHo Awards, and I help him produce side projects. And a lot of people say he's difficult to work with, and it's true. But the truth about Anthony, he actually does have a good heart. Oh?
Why is he difficult to work with?
He gets caught up in the moment, and he can be a little crazy and demanding at times to where you want to smack him, but it's not right in the moment because he might punch you because he used to be a boxer. So you wait till later when he's all calmed down, But yeah, because he gets caught up in the moment a little bit, and you just have to be like, you're being a little bitch right now. Calm down. I will get the baling wire and the scotch tape. It'll be fine. I'll rehang it. So yeah, the step and repeat banner. I'll get the clothesline. We'll put it up there. There'll be a curtain. No one will see it. And so once little details get filed through, he's fine. Well, to any kid who thinks that there's something wrong with you, it's not you. Sometimes people who are different or special aren't accepted by the rest of the world. And I mean, maybe it's not good for you to just come out and be like, well, I'm gay, because depending on what country you're in, it's punishable by death. You never know what environment you live in, but it's okay to know that inside that you're still a good person, that there's nothing wrong with the way you feel, and you can still be who you are. And maybe you just need to, get a little older till you can get out of the situation you're in, till you can find your own path. Maybe life's tough, and sometimes you gotta work really hard to get somewhere you need to be so you can actually be who you are. And it always seems really bad when you're in that place, but it can always be better, and you can always feel better, and someone else is always going to accept you, and someone's always going to love you, even if your own family seems like they won't at the time. It may not be true. So don't let your own fears or the things that people have been telling you that you're supposed to be, don't let that hold you back, because that sometimes what everyone's been telling you what you should be and what you should do is not necessarily the truth.